Welcome to Insight, Zach.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. How's your day going?
Oh, fantastic. You know what I mean? Getting close to the end of the month, getting close to really kind of slowing down. Everything's really busy right now because we're getting into funding. But yeah, it's been busy, which is always good.
I love that. So for someone who might not know exactly what a compliance desk analyst does, what do you do in your day-to-day?
For me personally, I'm on the disclosure side. So a lot of what I do is initial application packages. There are a couple lenders, a couple investors that we do like closing disclosures for and some COCs for. But for me, 90% of my day is taking like a fresh application, really just reviewing the whole thing, making sure we're compliant, making sure it's ready for the borrower to see, and then disclosing the docs, whether that's sending them to their email or scheduling a notary for them. But yeah, that's the main thing. It's a lot of the same every day, a lot of just kind of the same process over and over because it has to be perfect. But yeah, that's the main thing that we're working on is your applications.
I love that. You make it sound easy. Is it always that easy or no?
I wouldn't say it's easy. It's a lot of work. It's obviously a large workload, but it's not super difficult. It's not, like I said, it's kind of the same thing on most applications. You know what I mean? You're looking at the same items. Every loan is going to have the same kind of baseline things that you have to keep track of. So I wouldn't say easy, like no one wants to call their job easy, right? But it is simple in a way.
Yeah. How long have you been doing mortgages?
This is my first mortgage job. So I've been here since August of 2024. So just a little over a year. And this is compliance is literally all I know. This is what I've been doing my entire time here.
Wow. And how has your experience been in the compliance world?
I love it. It's really cool. I joined IHL with the intentions of working my way into sales. That's kind of the short, long-term goal is to get there. I'm getting to start here and kind of see the beginning of the loan process, you know what I mean? And really get to see what it's like from creating an application and then seeing closing disclosures when we do those. It's been a good foundation, been a good baseline. Yeah. I really enjoy it. Love my team. Love everything we have here, obviously. You know what I mean? Super happy here.
That's great.
It's been great.
I love that. Did you always see yourself doing mortgages or no?
No, I had no idea. I was actually an accountant before I was in mortgages. I got my accounting degree. I knew I was going to get my accounting degree from like a sophomore in high school.
It's a useful degree though.
It is. It's useful. And that's kind of what I was thinking. It was safe. It was, I knew I could fall back on that. And then I realized that it's not fun. And I did it after I got my degree, I did it for almost 2 years and I just couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. It was fine. It wasn't super difficult. It was, like I said, it was safe. And that's not what I was looking for. I was looking to be in a place where I could really have a little bit more control over my career, over my income, stuff like that.
A bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. A little more avenues to progress. It was safe. And a lot of people told me my whole life, like, oh, what do you mean you want to be an accountant? You don't strike me as an accountant at all. So yeah, I left and won't go back. I'll be in mortgages for the rest of my career.
Hey, you tried it though. That's what matters.
Absolutely.
What's been like the most rewarding part of being on the compliance team?
Probably being able to deal with everybody. You know what I mean? I know a lot of the loan teams are not siloed, but they kind of deal within themselves. But like getting to work with genuinely every single loan officer and the team that they work with to get applications out, really being like involved with everybody. You know, you get to really see the big picture. Every single application that goes out comes through me and my team. You know what I mean? So kind of having our hands in all of it and seeing like from the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. Just a difference now versus what it was when I started. Like the amount of volume we do now versus when we started. We have more people now, obviously, but it's so cool to watch. It really feels like we get to see the beginning of it. Everything that flows through it kind of feels like it starts with us a little bit. And it's really cool. It's exciting to be a part of.
Absolutely. How has it been kind of seeing the growth that IHL has gone through?
It's been incredible. It's like you kind of know, right? You start here and you see what it feels like and you see the energy that everybody comes in with. Like we're really all on the same page. We feel like we're going somewhere. So like I came into that, saw what it looked like, and I was still just shocked by the fact that like we've grown as fast as we have. I remember getting here and feeling like, I wish I got in a little earlier. I wish I was kind of part of that like initial group. And even since then, it's more than doubled since I got here. I remember walking through this office for the first time and just being blown away, like how it's really, really cool to be here.
You even
it's
have
exciting.
like the original crew right behind
absolutely.
you.
Like 10 people. And now it's like I'll walk past twice as many people of that and on the way to my desk. You know? It's awesome.
But I mean, that growth it's amazing to see. But your role requires a lot of juggling, a lot of paying attention to the details. How do you go about that and like stay organized?
It's super detail oriented. It's really like you have, I was counting it this morning, like in preparation, like how many things do I really look at? I look at like on our most basic loan application, I'm looking at between like 80 and 90 items that all have to be checked checked for accuracy before it goes to the borrower. For me, really what it is just being consistent in my processes, always tweaking and refining them to make sure they're perfect. If I reach one part of a loan application, making sure that I've really hit everything prior to that, being really focused. And then also I'm good in Excel. I learned a lot in Excel as an accountant, and like everything I do is out of Excel. I have all of my resources, all of my tracking, my pipeline, everything is all in one giant color-coded sheet.
I was going to ask you color code.
I do. I color code everything. Everything that I can make into a formula, it's formulaic, so I don't have to do as much work.
Wow.
And that helps me a lot.
I know if I just opened that Excel file up, my head would probably explode, but I'm glad it works for you.
It works really well. And like, I think I could show you, like, I've got a lot of my team using like the same kind of template that I started with. Like,
so you share?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a way I could bring Excel over here and we can.
I used to be an Excel hater, but
Really?
Olivia helped me out with that. And now I love it.
I love it so much. Even in my everyday life, like my home stuff, my diet tracking is a tracker I built in Excel. I love Excel. I love Excel so much.
Genuinely, you could teach that. Well, you're known for kind of helping out your team every day. I see you always staying here late. How do you stay that motivated every day?
I think it all kind of goes back to like what we are here, what we want to be here. You know, I feel like I really identify with a lot of the things in the company that like we really value. I am super motivated. It is really like intrinsic, like the want to be here, the want to be successful here. I never feel like I have to like really force myself to get through a day. You know, like I do enjoy what I do. I really enjoy the people I work with. This is where I want to be. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I don't have to fight fight for motivation. You know, it's exciting every day.
That's rare to find, I feel like, or not easy to find. You said you align with a lot of the parts that the company stands for. Other than being motivated, what else do you align with?
Like the enjoy your success, the winners win, the push really, really hard, and then enjoy it when you're there. I think that all really aligns with like my personal beliefs and what I want my career to look like and everything like that. It feels like when you have that marriage between what you want and what your company wants, and you can really kind of be on the same path, you're happy. You're happy.
Yeah.
That's what creates happiness in your job. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. The mortgage world can be pretty fast paced. What's your go-to way to like stay on top of everything and kind of like get ahead of everything?
We talked about, we make jokes about it in like in the department about like being locked in, and like a lot of it is like really kind of trying to tune out distractions. We're not really customer facing. You know, we do send out the doc packages, but those come through our document generation. They don't come directly from us. We don't have to be on the phones and stuff like that. So a lot of the times, like really what that is just kind of like being isolated in the moment and really like focusing and putting down like 6 to 8 hours of like really consistent work, no distractions. Like my headphones are in. Anytime you walk by my desk,
Wow.
my headphones will be in and just
dialed
really,
in.
Yeah, absolutely. Because every distraction, like I said, we're checking the same things on every application, and the process is like the process being sequential is one of the most important things to keeping it accurate. And so just really being able to be in one mode and locked in all day, every day, that it's important. It sounds like a lot, like a big task, and it is. You know, it's a lot of focus. You know what I mean? At the end of a day, where you've really just been locked in the entire day, it is tiring, but it's what works. You know what I mean?
But then you can go home and you know that you did all you could. You take the headphones out, you connect with the real world.
Absolutely. Once a week or so, I'll leave my computer here and do nothing at home. And it's really nice.
That's nice. Well, outside of doing that, what are some of the ways that you kind of unwind after work?
If I'm at home and I'm not working, and I'm not like eating, I'm probably watching football or something like that. I'm a huge football fan.
Who's your favorite team?
I grew up a 49ers fan. I grew up in California, not far out of San Francisco. So really huge 49ers fan. More of like an NFL fan in general. Like I do watch genuinely every single game on Sundays. You know,
serious?
We have like the 5 screens set up so that we can see all the games. And I really am a fan of the league, the product and what it is. But that's really how I relax is I'm watching football or I'm listening to a football podcast or something like that. Yeah,
on way to work?
Really into it. You know, 7 fantasy leagues, like I'm invested.
So you're in it.
Oh, way in it. Yeah.
Well, when you're watching a game, what's like your go-to snack?
Go-to snack while I'm watching a game, Little Caesars pizza, a hot and ready. You don't have to wait for it. It's like halftime in the morning games and you drive over there as fast as you can and just walk out with your pizza. It's cheap. It's easy.
Yeah.
I'm passionate.
Hell yeah. No, you just reminded me that even exists.
Yeah, I know,
I feel like
right?
I used to eat it a lot when I was younger, but I can't remember the last time I had a Little Caesars pizza.
You can go to McDonald's and get like one meal for the price of like 6 or 7 pizzas these days. It's awesome.
It's rare. Well, outside of pizza, anything else? No?
Any other foods? No. I mean, we eat at home for the most part. We watch at home every Sunday, you know, try to stay healthy, try to stay cheap, eat at home when we can. But that's probably the main like little treat we'll do every now and then.
I love that. If you could describe your work style in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say probably grind is like the most important, right? Talked a little bit about being locked in and like the hours and everything. Grind is like something that's important to me in every job I've ever worked. Like it's been important to be really aggressive about grinding. Optimism for sure. You have to love your job, and a lot of that is a personal choice. You know what I mean? A lot of it is attitude and what you take into the day. Third word, maybe just energy, just, making sure that you are fired up, making sure you're passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah, I love that. You said that at your past jobs, it's important for you to be locked in.
Mm-hmm.
What other jobs have you kind of experienced that with?
I worked in food service for quite a few years when I was in college, and then on the weekends while I was an accountant. I worked at Olive Garden as a server and bartender for a long time.
Gosh. That's an intense restaurant. All my friends who have been like servers there say it's insane, like boot camp pretty much.
Yeah, it's what I was looking for. You're trying to choose a job as a freshman in college, and you're like, I want what I viewed it was an expensive menu, and then I wanted it to be busy, something that was popular. I wanted to always have people to wait on, and I wanted to make good money doing it. So I went there, and yeah, it's intense. They have all their unlimited soup and salad and such. You know what I mean? Like the soup, I've seen people put that soup away like at a scary level. You know what I mean? It's like, you never mind serving someone, but they're telling you to go back to the kitchen for like the 7th or 8th time. Like, and then there was a time I worked at, I don't know if you guys were on TikTok when it was a joke, you make people grate the cheese and you never stop. So I worked at Olive Garden during that time.
Oh God.
And there was someone, I ran through 2 blocks of cheese on the kids' soup, and like, I'm just sitting there like, you got to smile at him, but I'm like, what are you doing? But he ate it. I do not know how he got it down, but he ate it. So how mad can I be really? Maybe just cheese guy, I guess.
Cheese guy, your poor forearms must have been aching every day you went home. God.
Oh yeah, the two strong muscles in my arm, the wrist and the shoulder. I got really used to it.
Just never say when. No, I can't imagine that.
It was fun. I did love the job.
I feel like most people who work in food service end up doing well in any role. I think not even just food service, but any like customer servicey kind of role whether it's like, retail, fast food, like even if you're like tire shop, I don't care. Whatever it is, I feel like it gives people a lot of good experience. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, being incentivized to work well with customers. You know what I mean? My income was based on how well I performed. You know what I mean? That was something that I enjoyed about being a server. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that, kind of carries over. I'm hoping I can take that with me through really the rest of my career. Worth it. It's how I got in here, actually. That's where I met one of my best friends, Garrett. We worked there together. He came over here and then he brought me along. Yeah. That. But yeah. I mean, you're dialed in. You've got some optimism, a lot of optimism.
Tons of it.
And tons of energy. I love that. Well, what's one thing that you've learned in this role that's really surprised you about the mortgage industry? I think really being on the side of of compliance and really making sure that we are, following the legalistic side and really taking care of the borrowers. I think that's something that's been like a breath of fresh air. Is like my entire job is taking care of a borrower. You know what I mean? Making sure that everything we're disclosing up front, it's legal, it's honest, doing our good faith estimates and everything. It's refreshing to know that we're truly taking care of people. You know what I mean? It's not just, obviously everything here is very sales oriented, numbers oriented. We're trying to do volume, but seeing the other side of that and seeing really what we're able to do on a day-to-day basis for every client that comes to us, it's been really nice to know. That's rewarding. Yeah, absolutely. It's fulfilling. I know you mentioned kind of maybe in the future wanting to work in sales and stuff. Do you miss that like one-to-one client interaction a little bit? Yeah. Absolutely. Being able to, I love just making connections with people and having conversations and being able to do that as part of your job, having that be such an important aspect of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. I do miss it. I do hope for that to be something that I can be involved in going forward for sure. You're a people person. I love it. Yeah, exactly. But you've got so much fun. Your foundation for compliance. You've got the drive. I think you can make that happen easily. I'm really excited. I'm excited about my future here. Yeah, I want to retire here. That's the goal. Is I'm very happy here. Love where I'm going here. I love the trajectory. Kind of like I said, the trajectories of what I feel like I want in my life and what everything in the company feels like. It feels like it's going in the same direction, and that's just such a blessing. Absolutely. I was about to ask you, what are you most excited for, next in your journey? Probably making that transition as soon as possible. That would be. That's really what I'm hoping for, from the beginning. That's what I came over here really excited for. And I'm super grateful for my time in compliance and doing what I've been able to do. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to push for, is moving in more of a customer centric direction. Yeah. Well, we're excited to see that happen. Hopefully you can watch this back and, see your growth one day and just be like, wow, he really was right on the money. Didn't know where he would go. But last question for you. What is one thing that your coworkers don't know about you, like a fun fact or hidden talent.
The people who will be watching this, what do they not know? You know what gets laughs? And it's funny, I've already touched on like the value fast food aspect. Every single day, it's part of the process. Everything falls apart if this doesn't happen. Me and Ed over in compliance as well. We'll go to Jack in the Box for lunch every single day, and we eat 4 Jack in the Box tacos each. It's baked into the process.
Wow.
Like a lot of things fail if we don't do that.
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual. We've been doing it all year. We're over 500 tacos each on the year. We get a kick out of it, man. It's a $6.44 lunch. And yeah, it just kind of started one day. The old office was right in front of a Jack in the Box. So we'd walk across the parking lot, and then we moved over here, and we're like, it's like, that's still the closest one. And so now we just drive back to the other one. All the employees know us, like they take care of us. I
don't think I've ever had a Jack in the Box taco.
That's like cardinal sin
Please
level.
Don't blacklist me.
That's hard to hear. Like in my heart, like it hurt a little bit to hear you say that. You got to try it.
Yeah,
mandatory.
No, I will. Are you guys like on a reward system? I feel like you should be.
Yeah, I actually have over $800 worth of rewards points in my account right now that I don't even really know what to do with. It's kind of embarrassing, really.
You're a millionaire, though. You know that, right?
I mean, basically, I'm a Jack in the Box millionaire. I'm like royalty in there, and they should give me some stock or something.
Never say no to stock. But outside of that hidden gold mine, is there anything else that you want to share with us today?
I think I hit just about everything I was hoping to. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Wishing you luck with the end of the month and everything.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, hope we can have you back on soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.